Once again, I'm taking your randomly submitted ideas and turn them into one Photoshop edit. Let's see what kind of madness we're gonna make today. The theme of this month is obviously space, so on my Instagram page I asked you guys to submit some random ideas for this particular Photoshop edit, and these are the ones I thought would work quite well.
Earth, penguin, McDonald's, burger, asteroids, rocket, myself, astronaut suit, galaxy, and moon.
I'd say that is more than enough space-related stuff. Let's go open up Photoshop and see what we can turn this into. Here we are in Photoshop. Let's start with the absolute first comment, that being the moon. And I have this beautiful image of the moon, which I'm going to use. Okay, and then let's finish this little corner here by just copying this one, and then we paint this back, and then all we have to do is put it in the right position. Beautiful. That was way too easy. Then the next one is a galaxy. So as you can see, I have a Milky Way right here. Let's put that on screen, and then I'm gonna put it right about there, I guess. Then we are going to need an astronaut. There you go. He's gonna be very big compared to the moon. That's kind of the idea of this whole thing. I think right here shouldn't be too bad. Then we are going to need a very, very harsh shadow on the ground here. Bit of info. As you can see on the moon here, these shadows are complete black, and that's because there's only one light source in space, that being the sun. There's only one direct light source, meaning the shadows are incredibly harsh. Now this is what we are going to have to recreate in the shadow of this astronaut. This technically makes it very easy, but on the other side it's also quite difficult because you need to make sure the shape is correct, which could be a bit tricky sometimes. But I'm just gonna start here. The light is obviously coming from the right, so something like this shouldn't be too bad. Also, the surface isn't completely flat, which is also very important to keep in mind. The shadows on him also should be very, very dark. Usually I focus more on just what I think looks nice, more of an artistic kind of vibe. But now we are going full on realism, lighting wise it is, because this moon is tiny. Okay, so then I think this should be a pretty good start. Now the next one is yourself. So I'm gonna try and adding my face in here. I shot a photo of my beautiful face, trying to have the same sort of lighting this one had. And then I guess we can try putting it in there. Then I have to remove the top area, just like that. Oh, that is beautiful. And to add the reflection, we should fade out the edges a little bit, maybe. There you go. Okay, that is starting to look roughly decent, just like that. Beautiful, it's me now. That is pretty good, what the heck. Okay, next, a rocket. I am not entirely sure if this counts as a rocket, but it's part of one, so whatever, let's just go with it. Let's put it behind me as if it kind of crashed straight into the ground. Then I'm just kind of erasing this edge so it looks like it's actually inside the ground, just kind of sitting in there like that. I think that's pretty good. And then we just have to make sure it looks nice and blended in there. First off, I made the biggest shadow on the pot, making sure the overall lighting matched the rest. I added a tiny bit of light bouncing back on the left side by leaving that with a tiny bit of detail still. Then, to make it all nice and shiny, I added a highlight on the right, making the sunlight even stronger. I applied a bunch of smaller lighting details, and slowly this started looking decent. Now the shadow below the pot. This is obviously done the exact same way as the other shadows. It's a super hard, completely black shadow. To make the crash area a bit more convincing, I added some loosened moon rocks on the front. This definitely helps make it look a bit more accurate, as you can't just crash into a planet leaving no destruction whatsoever. I applied shadows to those as well. A super quick thing in between. Our Discord server is almost at 10,000 members, so if you want to join, now is the time. Yeah, so let's go back to the video. Okay, that is looking pretty good. Then the next one is asteroids. For that, I found this pretty decent photo, which I think is just good to go. The lighting is already pretty harsh because it's also from space, and that probably instantly looks pretty decent. Then we need this one big one right here. There you go. And maybe a few back here as well. Not too many, just subtle. See, something like that I think is pretty nice. Then I just realized, wouldn't it be nice to have some sort of smoke coming out of the engine, just like this, to give it some more life, and as if it actually crashed here not so long ago. There you go. I feel like this would be pretty cool. It's a bit too much though. Let's erase most of it. There you go. Just a tad of smoke coming from the back. Pretty nice. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is where the good stuff comes in. A burger, and together with that I'm gonna insert McDonald's as well. Here we have our burger, and since, like I said, this burger is from McDonald's, I'm gonna put a napkin on here so it's not on the ground. That wouldn't be nice. Something like this. And then we can put the burger just right on there. There you go. Of course, we also need some fries if we have McDonald's. There you go. And McDonald's, of course, isn't complete without Coke, so let's put a Coca-Cola can, cup, thing in my hand right there, and then I just have to delete this stuff so it looks like I'm actually holding it. There you... That's a bit strange. Wait, maybe more like that. Yeah, that's a bit better. And then, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to make this look very convincing and realistic. First, I applied shadows on the small elements like the burger and the fries. The fries packaging had to be red, of course, because it's McDonald's. I also added the logo on it. For the cup, the same thing, but with the Coca-Cola logo. Only makes sense. I fixed some more shadows, making sure it all makes sense lighting-wise, and after this I thought, how cool would it be if this pod brought McDonald's to the moon just for me? I decided to add the McDonald's logo on the pod, making it so that it's the McDonald's moon delivery service. Simply amazing. That is looking absolutely beautiful. Then there's one more thing we need, which is a penguin. Here I present to you John. We are gonna put John right about here, I'd say. These penguins aren't very big, I think, are they? I guess that is not actually so bad. Now we're just gonna make sure that the lighting fits, which is not as easy as it looks. So let's make his back a little bit brighter, just like so. And we can make a nice shadow on his tummy. Absolutely beautiful, look at that. I guess something like this isn't so bad. Then we just have to make sure John has a shadow just like the rest, which again is gonna be a very harsh dark shadow. I'm guessing something like this. That actually is looking a bit strange. What if we move the whole thing to the right? I guess we can try. Now let's fix the shadow. Something like this, I think. Just like that. Now what is left? There is Earth. There you go. Now the question is, how big is it gonna be and where? Maybe we can add it right here. Just kind of on the side behind the moon, just like this. Is that nice? I mean, I guess it's pretty cool. Let's add a bit more of a shadow on the left. I guess it is okay. It's not bad. Okay, so now all the elements we need are in here. That means we can do some post-processing, as I like to call it. Now, what I think is quite important is a bit of a glow around the bright edges, because this is a very bright light. It is direct sunlight, so I think it would be nice to add a bit of a glow around the very lit edges. Just like this, very subtle, you can barely see it, just a bit of light bouncing off of the white stuff. And the same goes for the Earth, but this is of course a bit more bluish because the Earth is mostly blue. There you go, a nice blue sort of glow. Beautiful. Now I am gonna try add a camera raw filter, and I think then it's pretty much done. And since the lighting and colors in this are so minimal, I don't think a camera raw filter is gonna do much in this case. It is all quite, yeah, well, minimal. So maybe it would be cool to make this a quite grainy photo since it's in space, which could make it look kind of retro, if that makes sense. But other than that, I don't think any of this is gonna do much. No, not really. absolutely fabulous. Another great addition to our collection. Now, if you don't want to miss out on submitting ideas for videos like these, make sure to follow me on Instagram, Benny_productions, because that's where I ask you guys for ideas. And then I guess that is it for today. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment, and if you enjoy my overall content, feel very free to subscribe, because that then I hope I'll see you in my next video.